Hi, if you read my blog or you visit my YouTube page, you'll know that I recently received my father's sealed adoption file, courtesy of the state of Alabama. Thank you very much. And after 70 years of sitting in a vault down in Montgomery, it's finally seen the light of day, and I made a personal decision that I would share it with everybody who wanted to see it. So for me, that meant just scanning it, all the documents, turning them to PDF and posting them on my blog for anyone who visits my blog to see. And there was great power in that. I felt very strong about that decision and feel very good about doing it. But not everybody does. Some woman who I've never met, doesn't know me, never asked me a question, goes onto my blog and makes a comment basically saying, take her name off, it's not respectful. And I'll just read you a portion of her comment. The quest for knowledge and reunion must be coupled with the respect for privacy of the birth mother. Having her name listed in this blog is not respectful of what she went through and the decisions she made back in the 1940s. That woman may still be living and never told anyone about the child. Until you have her permission, I would respectfully request that you remove her name from your blog. If you would like assistance in this quest, I would be happy to help you after the removal. Sincerely, Connie, aka Texas Search Angel. Well, I wrote a response to her, pretty thorough response, and you can read that. But suffice to say, this woman doesn't know me. She's not asked me any questions about the situation. There is stuff about my grandmother that I have not posted on my blog, and she didn't ask me if my grandma lives or is not live. She didn't ask me if I found my grandma and asked her this question. None of this. She didn't ask me anything. And then she went and made a value judgment about me based on some assumption she made, and then coupled that with a request for me to remove my grandma's name from the blog, and that pissed me off, actually. And then the zenith of the cherry on the icing or whatever, was her conditional offer of assistance saying, I will help you on your quest if you do what I say. Who the hell are you? I didn't ask for your help, nor would I. And, when you offer people help, you don't attach these bullshit strings to it. That's crap. I could go on and rant about her for a while, but I'll not do that. I'll be nicer. To me, this speaks about the power of a name. My father lived his whole life without knowing the name of his birth mother. He was always aware he had a birth mother, and people would tell him she was a prostitute. She put you in a drawer. She gave you drugs. She didn't feed you. He heard so many bad things about her. But he never heard her name. She was just this soulless, nameless person who was just held over him like a cloud. And I find that very sad. I find that sad that my whole life, my father's whole life, I could trace my roots back, only to these negative stories and horrible stereotypes and bullshit 1940s shame. And that hurts. And getting her name, finding her name, lent her a shred of humanity. She's no longer just a problem. She's no longer just a crime or something to be ashamed of. She's a human. And whether she was a bad person, a good person, she had shortcomings and her strengths, whatever, at the very base of her humanity, she has a name, and at one time, she had parents who probably loved her, and people in her life who loved her. She was a person with a name, who loved, who lived, who laughed, and I'm not ready to put everything out there yet, but at the very base of it, I want to talk about her name. I want to put her name out there. I believe, in my own sort of spiritual understanding of the world, that there's power in invoking the name of our ancestors, whoever they were. And it gives me sort of strength and satisfaction to be able to say her name, Peggy Glendora Brooks. There's nothing offensive about that name. Peggy Glendora Brooks. That's my grandma's name, and my dad's name at birth was Tommy Robert Brooks. So, I feel there's power and goodness and truth in sharing that fact. And I guess I just want to ask you, whoever you are watching this, what was your name at birth? What was your birth family's name? If you feel like sharing that. If not, that's okay. It's an interesting topic, and I like to hear all your thoughts on it. So, thanks for listening, and I hope you have a good day.